Hello, hello, hello. Woo, 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 woo. My name is Mikołaj Maria Dawidowski. And welcome back to another video. Today I'll be discussing how to change your life. Yeah, that's a big topic, isn't it? And there are many approaches, many different levels of understanding. And today I would like to focus on the one of on the levels of acceptance, And on the levels of acceptance, when we talk about acceptance, it does not mean that you can just say, okay, I accept myself as I am, so I can be myself and just forever sit here and just play video games, and that is fine. You can do that from the level of exploration of the self, of course, but if you wish to change something, you cannot do it from that space, because self-acceptance doesn't mean self-acceptance on the level of being, so to speak. Self-acceptance is more about self-acknowledgement. So, for example, this is something that comes up not when you're happy, usually. It comes up when you're suffering. So we're dealing with levels of suffering to some extent here. And what happens is, as you judge yourself, you move yourself away from yourself. And you create the perception that you are somehow not yourself, and you're becoming more and more separate from yourself. And then the next step is like, first we do it with God, then we do it with ourselves, and then whatever. But the whole premise is, the idea of acceptance is not exactly saying, oh, it's okay to be me, which of course it is okay to be you, but I mean it from this perspective that you just have to say that which you are. You have to state very clearly where you are at and not add anything to it. So for example, say I have a cough. Because currently I have a cough. There, just to prove it. And if I wish to change the cough, I do not say to myself I should stop coughing or I should be different in some way, shape, or form. I just acknowledge the fact that I have a cough. I accepted myself as I am. I didn't repress that which I am. I didn't push away that which I am. And therefore that allows things to unfold in a way where the accepted self supersedes and allows to change. So one way of saying it would be, do not pretend to be more holy than you are. And yes, it sounds very religious in a lot of ways, but what it means essentially is, do not pretend to be someone you are not. And the way you say, for example, you want to focus on things that are good, right? Positive thinking and stuff like that. But you can do it in a way where you're moving yourself away from yourself, because you're forcing yourself to be fakely positive, where you don't see any positivity, but you're forcing yourself to say it. I actually practiced that like 7 years ago or so, where every day I was forcing myself to write down 10 things I was grateful for. I was not grateful for these things. I did not feel gratitude as I wrote these things, but I wrote them because it was the right thing to do. And I didn't feel any gratitude, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm healthy, I have 4 limbs, I have a roof over my head, whatever, Well, all whilst thinking about all the negative aspects in my head, But I was pushing away that which I truly was, And that created more suffering, simply put. Because to get to the bottom of this, you gotta state that which you are. If you do not state that which you are, then it's not gonna work, now is it? Because unless you know who you are, you do not know how to deal with yourself, how to move, basically. Because if I sit here and pretend everything is good, everything is happy, and I'm suffering inside, well, that suffering is only going to grow larger and larger because I'm not allowing myself to deal with it. And it's not about sitting here and saying, oh, everything is so bad. No, that's also not the way. That's the other extreme, is allowing the suffering to overtake you. So you need to find the balance within the two where you state things as they are. If you're feeling happy, you state, I am happy. But if you're feeling unhappy, you state, I am unhappy. That's it. Not that I have to change, not that I should change. I am just unhappy. And this is the state that I am exploring. And then from the level of acceptance, once you acknowledge that which you are, you can choose to change. But the moment you go, oh, I am unhappy, I should be happy, well, then you already close yourself to more levels of unhappiness, to more levels of suffering. Because you're already forcing yourself to be something else than you are. So you're not accepting yourself. And you're repressing certain aspect of yourself. And that's always going to lead to suffering. So the way you'd focus on the positive, the way you'd focus on the good is you'd go, well, I'm feeling shit. But is there anything good around me that I could see? Is there anything? Is there any good around me that I could perceive? Maybe you can see that you have a house. Maybe you can see you have money. Maybe you can see anything. But recognition of that which is can be a way. But not from the space that you want to run away or change it, because that's again pushing it away. You have to do it from the space of being, where, okay, I'm not happy. And usually in 80% of time, maybe even 90% of time, just stating the fact that you are in this state is going to release the state from its bondage, because it has been acknowledged, and since it has been acknowledged to a certain degree, it has been accepted, and since it has been accepted, it can be released. Then of course you move into the spaces of love, where you learn to love that state as well, but that's a completely different video, my friend, and I'm sure we're gonna get to it eventually. So yeah, acknowledge that which is by stating it. It could be internally, it could be externally, but you have to do like a self countenance or something along those lines, where you go, okay, my body is feeling like this, my emotions are feeling like this, I am feeling like that, this is what I perceive. This is what it is. It is not bad, it is not awful, it is not this, it is not that. It shouldn't be any other way. It is exactly like that. And now that I know where I'm standing, I can choose to explore a different reality. So I have chosen to explore this, and this is where I am in the present moment. And from this space, I can choose to explore a different self. Do you see this? I will make probably more videos about this in the future. I bless you, my friend, and I wish you an absolutely wonderful day. Until next time, leave a comment, maybe a like. Enjoy!